In this video, we are going to talk about the concepts of region and regionalization. All of this in a clear, illustrated way. And you'll see how easy this is, okay? So let's get into the video. Hey everyone, hope you're well. I'm Paolo, your geography teacher. It's always an honor to have you on Geo Illustrata. In our video today, we'll talk about the concepts of region and regionalization. And look, this is really easy, okay? You'll see, so stay with me until the end of the video. But before anything else, you need to understand that within the science of geography, we have 5 core concepts, which are geographic space, the biggest of all, landscape, place, territory, and region, which is our focus. You've definitely heard about these 5 concepts at school at least once, right? And there are already videos here on the channel explaining each one of them briefly. But in this one, the focus is only on region and also regionalization, okay? Let's focus on the concept of region, which is especially emphasized in 7th and 8th grade at school. Speaking of which, let me know in the comments, what grade are you in? Let's see who wins, 7th or 8th grade. So, about region, it's a concept mainly connected to the idea of differences between areas. The Earth, as we know, has heterogeneous surfaces, meaning they are different from each other. However, it also has homogeneous surfaces, which have certain similar characteristics among themselves. In this sense, the concept of region is linked to the idea of delimitation, of dividing the geographic space based on similar internal characteristics. And this idea of similar characteristics within the concept of region is essential. Keep that in mind, okay? But we'll talk a bit more about this topic in a moment. But still within this idea, the region also emerges as a way of organizing and planning geographic space. Oh, what do you mean, Professor? It's pretty simple, think about it. By delimiting geographic space into regions, I can get to know each region specifically, as well as their unique characteristics, right? And this territorial understanding is essential within the planning and organization of any territory. That's basically the idea. It's easier to analyze parts of the territory and then analyze it as a whole. That's why the region emerges as an important tool for organizing and planning geographic space. This idea is pretty straightforward, right? And look, stay with me. From this perspective, thinking about region means thinking about regionalization. And here we finally get into the concept of regionalization. But what is that after all? Regionalization, to put it simply, is the act of regionalizing. In other words, it's the action of constructing and delimiting regions. But look, in order to regionalize, first and foremost, you need to have criteria. Remember when we talked at the beginning about a region being an area defined by common characteristics? So these characteristics come precisely from these criteria, which can vary. It can be a delimitation based on solid aspects, social aspects, physical, economic, political, cultural aspects, among many others. Then from each criterion, different forms of regionalization emerge. For example, you certainly know the regionalization of Brazil into 5 major regions. However, there are others that are also very famous, such as, for example, the geo-economic regions of Pedro Geiger, which take into account socio-economic aspects and historical characteristics, or the regionalization by Milton Santos, the 4 Brazils, which uses as a criterion the unequal distribution of the technical, scientific, informational milieu. Just remember, there's already a video here on the channel explaining each of them. It will be here in the card and also in the video description. But all of this is for you to understand that to regionalize, in other words, to define the regions, you need to have very specific criteria, okay? Pretty simple, right? But look, let's talk now about another extremely important topic before we wrap up the video, okay? Which is, why regionalize? But before that, just a quick message. Are you a student who wants to optimize your geography studies? Or a teacher who needs to save time preparing lessons? Then check out our mind map kits and ready-made Geo Illustrata slides. I took all the videos from the channel and turned them into slides and mind maps. Educational materials that are straight to the point and ready to use. And with the Geo Illustrata quality you already know, the links are here in the video description. Take a look there to learn more, all right? What's the importance of regionalizing? Basically, there are many reasons to regionalize. However, the main ones are related to what I mentioned earlier. In other words, understanding and organizing the territory. But why is that important? One example is that it helps the state in managing public policies. For example, through regionalization, You can understand which region needs more attention in a certain aspect. This can be useful to address environmental issues, sanitation issues, basic issues, issues of extreme poverty, which is essential for the country's overall development. Do you want to understand a little more about this? I'm leaving a video on the screen about the regional divisions of Brazil and another about the concepts of geography. Thanks to everyone who stayed until the end. Please like and share. Take care. Bye.